All right, good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Good evening. Good evening. All right, good evening, everybody. I am a little late this evening. I was hanging out with some of my sisters. And hey, K Time Free, thanks for joining. Not quite sure who that is. Let me know your name. Let me know your name. All right, so this is a flow scope, meaning I haven't done much preparation on it. Okay, so I just kind of like to just flow, right? Although I've got a few things up my sleeve. I did want to continue. There's so much I can do, right? I told you I got the rookie series. I told you I got the quantum leap. I still want to continue doing that. Yesterday was talking about resistance, and I haven't finished that one. All right, but thanks Yelena for joining on. Thank you for joining me. My name is Mercy Myles-Jenkins. I am. Thank you. Good evening to you, sis. I am the career calling strategist, and so I'm on here to talk about purpose, talk about destiny, and how you can intermingle all those things, your skills and your abilities. Hey, Yelena, so now I see the face to the name. Awesome, thanks for coming in. All right, so I talk about all those things, right? So my day job is all career stuff. That's I run a program. That's what I do. I help people to get jobs and to build their careers. And that's what I do. Been doing it for years. All right. So today I just kind of wanted to flow. Like I said, I didn't have anything planned. I know you guys have been enjoying the series on the quantum leap as Apostle John Eckhart had talked about it. And so I kind of broke down that word, precept upon precept. Like I said yesterday, two things he said that God was coming for was boredom and stagnation, right? So therefore it's important to flow. And so I talked about flowing yesterday, the importance of flowing, and that sometimes our finances are not flowing. And one of the reasons why finances are not flowing is because maybe you've only depended on one stream of income. Get it? It's not flowing because you've only got a trickle, but you don't have like 5, 8 streams of income flowing in. And so this is the season when God is saying you can't be stagnant no more. You can't be bored. And to be bored means to be frustrated, right? It means to be in a place where you're not being challenged. Right? There's so much potential on the inside, but that potential has kind of been hidden. It's laying dormant and it's kind of dying. The longer you leave it and you don't nurture it, you'll get bored, you wither, and you die. Hi, thanks for coming in, DJ Emperor. And then it withers and dies. So boredom, we might think is a little thing. We all get bored sometimes. We'll all go through periods where we're not highly entertained, right? And we just kind of go on with the mundane routine thing. But the danger of being bored. Oh, it's a Celeste. Hey, nice to meet you, Celeste. Finally in the scout room. Thank you. But the dangers of being bored is that you can get bored to the place where you're no longer excited about nothing, right? You don't get excited about nothing anymore, not even your passion. In fact, that happened to me. Like, I used to do a lot of poetry, a lot of poetry, right? And I would just live to do poetry. And now it doesn't even excite me. Right? I've just killed it that badly that it doesn't even excite me. It doesn't do nothing for me. But yet this is a natural talent, and there's a talent that the Lord has blessed me with to speak prophetically into people's lives through the art and the gift of using rhyming and poetry, creative writing skills, right? So being bored can be very dangerous, right? And so I can talk about birthing, the importance of birthing a vision and the different steps there is to birthing a vision, right? So the very first thing, as you can remember, as you can as you know, is you're gonna have a baby. First of all, you gotta have a mate, right? That's one of the first things. You gotta have a mate. Not only do you have to have a mate, but you also got to be in union. There's got to be unity and there's got to be a commitment. And so sometimes the Lord gives us all these ideas, visions, right? And He might give you a skill or talent, right? Something that you're really passionate, right? So He gives you all these ideas and they're flowing in your mind, right? And it's for you to conceive it, right? He plants them there, but it's really up to you to conceive it and to marry to it and marry to him, right? Let him be the author and the finisher of that gift. He gives it to you. He's designed your codes and your intricate parts of who you are to fit knitly to the gift, the calling, right? So it's up to us to come into agreement with it, like, yes, this is me, this is what I want to do. Hey Aaron, thanks for coming in the room. But if we ignore it, right? This is what the Holy Ghost told me, right? This is what he told me, yeah? About 3 weeks ago. That there's been many abortions in the spirit, yeah? And I said to myself, just the other day, I said, why the word abortions? Why not like miscarriages, yeah? But the reason why is because I deliberately chose, right, not to nurture the ideas. For whatever reason, if it's fear, if it's insecurity, if it's the unknown, if it was, I didn't know how. You know, a lot of times we get stuck by not knowing how. Like, how am I going to do it? Or, you know, do I even have the resources? Do I even have the know-how? Do I have the people? You know, and how's it going to go from beginning, middle, and the end? And if we don't have the answers, well, why do it? Like, I can't figure it out. So why even go there? Just, hey, Natasha, thanks for coming in the room. Appreciate you. Right? So that's something that we need to be aware of. Any idea that you get is a God-given idea. Well, I won't say every, but you know what I'm talking about, right? There's some ideas, they frighten you. They're big ideas. Nurture them, write them down so you can be held accountable, but don't throw them away. How much do I love your accent? Oh, you know what? I love the American accent too. The British love the American accent, right? I always tell people, and they're like, do we have an accent? Yes, you do. Yes, you do have an accent. Thank you. So where was I now? So yeah, so having those ideas. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it, Latasha. So having an idea, you ought to treat it like a baby, right? The word abortion, the word miscarriages, it's a baby, right? Because as you know, I have a European. Yes, Yelena, I can tell by the name Yelena. Yes, instead of like the H, it's the Y, like Yugoslavia, maybe. I don't know. Maybe no. Yeah, cool. Russia, I don't know. Where are you from? Tell me where you're from. Put it in the chat box where you're actually from. Which part in Europe? I got family in Germany. I stopped there and I stopped at Iceland, and that's as far as I've been. And that's it. Russia, not spider. Oh, okay, good. All right, awesome. Well, who knows? You might be a spy in the spirit, right? A prayer intercessor, a prayer warrior. So if he gives you a vision, smiley face. If he gives you a vision, hold on to it. Don't let it die. Don't let it go. Hold on to it, right? Hold on to it. Just like if it was a pregnancy, you'd be praying to hold on to that child in the uterus, right? So sometimes it takes prayer. Sometimes it takes fasting. Yes, that I don't mind. Yes. Right? So you want to be able to hold on to that baby. And there's something that happens when if you've ever been pregnant before, you tend not to tell people your idea until you've actually reached 12 weeks, because then you know the baby's going to stick and stay, right? So that might be a good idea for you to do, even in the spirit. There you go. All right. So we're in agreement there. Awesome. Right? So you don't want to share your vision ahead of time so that people will discourage you, especially when it's right at the beginning, right? If it's right at the beginning, you're not too sure yourself, right? Whether or not you can actually do this, whether it's, I'm going to quit my job in 6 months and I'm going to become an entrepreneur, or, whether it's, I'm going to quit my job and travel around the world, whatever that thing is, or I'm going to create a company from nothing, whatever it is, or I'm going to go to ministry and do missionary work. Whatever it is, I would say be very careful who you tell. Zig Ziglar talks about when you're setting goals, right? Your go up goals, you only tell a minute few people, and those are who are ambitious and like maybe a mentor, right? That's who you tell when you're going up. But your go down goals, Did I say that? Yeah, the go down ones is what you tell everybody. Yeah, the give up goals, right? I'm going to give up smoking, give up drinking. Those are the ones you can put on a Facebook, hold you accountable. It keeps you accountable to make sure that you're going to do it. But the ones that you're going up, you're going to step up to the next level. Those are the ones you need to be very, very careful of who you tell. Why? Because it's like a baby. You don't even know if it's going to stick and stay. So you don't make those announcements until you know that the baby is firm. That is your firm on your decision to actually be responsible enough to actually hold on to it and carry it through. Right? So just hold off from telling the world. Just tell those people that you know that can actually add value and those who can actually support you. And that's all you tell. You don't tell anyone else. Okay? So keep your announcements to yourself until you know it's a boy and girl, till the baby's like 4-6 months in the game. Then you can share. Okay? And even then you might want to be still very selective. Okay? All right. So the importance of birthing the idea, then you're going to be pregnant with it. Right? And then you're going to have to go through the birthing stage. And then you're going to have to go through the stage where you're going through labor and you're going to have to nurture the child, right? So just so that you can think about this too. So when you're going through later on in the pregnancy, there is so many appointments that you got to have, right? There's so much attention you got to pay to not only the baby, but yourself, because everything the baby has comes from you. And so even with me this week, being attentive to self-care while I'm taking care of my new baby steps of entrepreneurship is very, very important, right? I'll be up late at night and I'll be up early in the morning, right? There we go. And I have to just kind of reel myself back in and just say, I'm going to have some balance here, right? Because it's a lot, right? It just really is a lot because I'm juggling 9 to 5. I've got all these kids and I'm doing all these courses and I'm doing the masters too. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff and then plus I'm live streaming twice a day and I still feel like I'm a slacker. You know, don't ask me what that's about. 5. I have a basketball team in the house because they're all men. I got all boys. I have 0 girls. I got all boys, right? Good. Yes. So if you're pregnant, you got to think about you as the mom. You think, yes, wow, you as the mom is going to take care of the baby. You got to feed the baby. You got to nurture the baby. The baby depends on you. So you got to make sure you're spending adequate time to take care of you and the baby. Yes, it's the truth. I got 5 boys in the house and then my husband is 6. So yeah, my hands are very full. And so after that, you got the labor pains. Yes, I'm in the crew. Yes, I'm in the best group ever. The girly group, the cool moms group, the Mia's group. Yes. Awesome. So then you're big pregnant and then you gotta give birth and then the labor pains comes. So this is kind of where I'm at right now with the labor pains because they're so intense and I feel like everything's coming at me at once. Like everything's coming at me at once, right? There's a lot coming at me. The kids stuff, the stuff concerning the house. I might be having a guest coming over to stay, my husband's cousin. And so trying to get the house prepared for her, get her room prepared, pretty much. And then there's this thing, I don't want to say thing, but my coaching program that I'm working on putting together. And then all these calls and all these trainings that I've got to do. And it's just a lot of work just trying to stay abreast with everything. And then, of course, I'm on this challenge to be on live stream. I did the 30 days and now I'm on my next level of doing 30 days and extending it. I'm a bottom liner, so I'm good to come in. I'm out in 15 minutes, but I was stretched to do it for at least half an hour. And so I've been doing that for the last 10 days. And so that is my labor pains. But I know as I'm really working on breathing and doing my breathing exercises and trying not to be overwhelmed, but go with the flow. I know from having 5 kids, I've had them all natural, how important it is to do your breathing exercises. And once you do your breathing exercises, I have found for myself, I don't believe this, but I found for myself that it really is like a natural painkiller, that it really works to ease off and take an edge off the pain, because I'm not working against it. I'm actually working in the flow of the pains. And so that, the whole body is working in sync together. Once I got my mind around that concept and I started working on my breathing and just hearing my mom or my husband just say, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. It brought a level of calmness and serenity to the situation with the birthing pains, and so I was able to work with it. And so I know this situation is like the same thing, going through the labor pains. Don't fight the labor pains, don't resist them. Yesterday I was talking about resistance. And I put it in the concept of the quantum leap strategy, the breakthrough strategy. I'm not sure if you're aware of that strategy, but there's just so much to it. And I'm on my second part of talking about it. And then I'll finish up, and I don't know, in the next couple of days or weeks or so. But that strategy talked so much about the importance of understanding that there's resistance. Hi, Christina, thanks for coming in the room. There is a resistance that comes, and you got to know that it's coming, but you got to know how to actually deal with it. Right? Good evening, sis. You got to know how to manage it. If you don't know how to manage it, it will take you down, right? And like I taught, there's a gang that's, talking in your ear, talking in an unconscious mind, that's talking about doubt, fear, talking about insecurities, rejection issues, talking a whole load of stuff, trying to terrorize you so that you don't get your breakthrough. But if you already know the resistance is going to come, then you can better prepare for it, and you can work with it as opposed to working against it. For a lot of times, we're so used to our critics that we just go with the flow. We don't know how to work in such a way that those voices are diminished and that you've actually taken dominion over it, right? And so that's really important. So going through that labor pain, I'm really working with the pains, and I really want to, so I hope you see I see a reflection in what I'm saying concerning your own life, and how you too can also work with it as opposed to working against it. Okay. And so, so this is the most intense time. There's pain coming from all over the place, but it's almost like a teenager. When a teenager begins to grow and stretch, and they're going through that hormonal stage of puberty, there is growing pains. They are growing, right? Like my sons, they just love to grow, right? Because they like to be tall, and it's good for basketball, right? So they're really happy when they grow, but they do tell me, like, Mom, my knees is hurting. I'm getting pains in my knees and stuff. And so even though they want to grow and they enjoy the growth, they actually have to endure the pains that they're experiencing. And so it's a bit like the labor pains. You're having to endure the intensity. But just make sure that you have a self-care plan, and that you have, like, the mothers, your support network, the father in place, just, that you have a support system to help you as the mother, because you're going to be responsible for the vision. Right? Whatever it is you're carrying that God has asked you to hold on to, that idea. It could be maybe you're a singer and that you're wanting to go forth in your next album, or whatever the situation is, whatever that goal is, that big thing is. Maybe you just want to start a business and be successful at your business, and that's your responsibility. Nobody else is holding it. That's something that you've got in the palm of your hand, and you're working it so hard, right? Nobody else can take it from you right now. You're the one who's making all the key decisions about it. All right. So we get to the labor, and then out pops the purpose. You've just pushed that purpose, right? After all that 9 months, you just pushed that purpose. Purpose came out, right? The baby came out, the vision came out, the book came out, the album came out, right? The job came out, the promotion came out, the business came out, the new you came out, right? You become a new person, because you just went from being a woman that was pregnant to now being a mother, right? So, like, you yourself in the role of a mother just got got birthed out, right? So all these things happen within that time frame, and there's a lot of changes that you're going through. But at the end of it all, it would have been worth it, because something would have been accomplished, something that is tangible, that you can pick up, that you can look at it, that you can say, wow, that's mine. I actually wrote that. I actually put that together. So was it really worth it? Yes, it was worth it, because you're having to experience a new you, right? Because there was so much that you had learned in that process, reading books, doing the studying, meeting new people. There's so much that has grown you and has developed you into the person that you are today, that you can now inspire, activate. You can mentor somebody, you can coach somebody, and that is just money, right? At the end of the day, you can package all those things, and you can monetize. Okay, so I just really want to encourage you. You might be going through the labor pains now, but just know it's only but a season, right? Okay. So even when you have the baby, it doesn't all end there. There's a lot of responsibility in your hand, because now it's a physical thing. You've got to manage it, and it's for you to assess and evaluate, and to make sure that it continues to grow. Just like when you have a baby, you got to have your checkups. The baby's got to have its checkups, and you got to make sure that the baby's growing according to the milestones, right? So you've got the first day, the second day, the 7th day, and then the 4th week, the 6th week, the 3rd month, the 6th month, the 9th, the 12th, the 1, the 18 months, and then on, right? So that might be your business plan. You're checking to make sure that it's meeting the stages that you had designed and expected it to reach, okay? So there's just so much in just birthing out purpose and vision. And I want to challenge you to see yourself as the baby, right? You might be the mother, but at the same time, you're the common denominator in all the scenarios. It is you. And if you haven't watched me in the last 10 days, I felt like I went through a whole brand new birthing, right? Or even I would say like a month, right? From cutting my locks to going short, to changing my name on Facebook, from doing Periscope every day, from doing Facebook Live in the last 10 days, from doing a schedule in the morning, schedule in the evening. I mean, this whole birthing thing is just absolutely phenomenally ridiculous. But at the same time, so many people has been activated. It's ridiculous. My sister, for one, who was you said that on Facebook Live about yourself, because I'm extremely private. And I chat all my business, right? Just like I'm talking about my business right now, chatting all my business. And in the last 2 days, she's been on Facebook Live and Periscope, and she has given herself a schedule. So she comes in the morning, she comes in the evening. My staff on my job are both picked up a business idea. One is a little bit further along in terms of she sought help, and she has she told one of our mentors, and they've told her about some grants, so she's looking into that. And then the other lady, who last week, she might be coming on here a little bit, who's absolutely emotional and cried when we did the vision board, is now entertaining doing a blog and monetizing her blog. And to the extent where I was extremely surprised and shocked. I thought she was joking, but she had really started to research it. And so I'm just like, wow, are you kidding? So why do I say that? If you the mom, right? If you the mom, just do what you're supposed to be doing, right? Doing your purpose, just birthing you. Can you imagine how many people after you're going to be able to influence and affect? This was not a part of what I was doing. I didn't expect this as an outcome. I just really didn't. I didn't expect none of this at all, right? I didn't think I'll be at the place where I'm enjoying coming on. I didn't see none of this. So if you have not broadcasted on live stream, I want to encourage you to get out there and to do the work, because you never know where it's going to lead you. You just never know. And for all you know, it just might be part of your career plan. It just might be part of your calling. For all you know, your calling might have a dimension in which you have to be live. You have to be on live stream. It might have a dimension where you have to be speaking to people and influencing others, right? So I just want to challenge you. What is your call? What are you on this earth to do? There is a plan and there is a purpose, but what are you called to do? What have you been commissioned to do? Because a calling is different. A calling is something that doesn't come from the inside. Okay? It comes from the outside of you. So it's given to you, right? And God is the one that gives it to you. He says, this is what I would have you to do. This is who you are. And he gives us many assignments, but what are you called to do? Right? What are you called to do? And in your career, he might strategically position you to begin to get the experience, the skills, the know-how, the practice, the discipline, so that you would fit neatly into your calling, right? And then that way you'll be on point with destiny. You know, our lives is like a plan, it's like a map, and there's markers along the way. And then somewhere in that journey is a marker that says destiny. So in order to reach destiny, you have to go through different experiences of life, right? Through your career, through jobs, working with different organizations, different agencies, maybe traveling different places of the world, just so that you can fall into place and meet destiny, right? So I want to encourage you, if you don't know what your call is, begin to look at your skills and abilities and take a look at your experience. But most of all, I want to press upon you to pray and seek out the Lord for what you are called to do. Because it's something, like I said, the calling is different. He gives it to you. He commissions you, right? So what is he placed in your hand and said, I am commissioning you to do this? And are you a part of the fivefold? You might be a part of the fivefold ministry. You might be a part of ministry leadership, or you might be called to the marketplace. I'm called to the marketplace. And to church folks too as well, and to ministry. I'm definitely a fivefold. I'm definitely called to the fivefold. But not walking in now, just letting you know, not stepping ahead of my time and season. But I already know that, right? So I want to encourage you to continue to seek and continue to walk out your destiny and your purpose. All right, so this is Mercy Myles-Jenkins, the career calling strategist, and I'm going to be coming out this room, and I want to say I appreciate you so much for coming in here, for hiding it up, for interacting with me. I know you could be anywhere on any given night, but I always thank you for coming in. I appreciate your time tremendously, and I apologize for my Facebook livers. I couldn't get it together with my laptop today. It didn't work out so good, so I'm going to have to just broadcast this on Facebook Live for those guys. You have a great evening too, Yelena. All right, so God bless and take care. All right, bye. Good night.